18, we are getting some breaking news. This is a mega CNN News 18 exclusive. As we're talking about more details that are emerging from the Mangaluru blast case here, the accused Shareeq, we've been told, was ISIS radicalized. In fact, CNN News 18 has accessed the details of Shareeq's phone, and Shareeq, in fact, was posing with the bomb, like you can see in this picture. And this is an ISIS signature style. Remember, all these details are being accessed by CNN News 18. Shareeq is seen here also with that pressure cooker bomb that he was allegedly taking inside that auto rickshaw. Remember, we're also being told that he was not a suicide bomber. He was, in fact, going to plant the bomb at a place. Let me take this across to my colleague Harish, who is also with us on the broadcast. Harish, these are very, very damaging evidences that we have managed to access. Now it is clear that Shareeq had an ISIS association.
Absolutely. It becomes very clear that he had association with the ISIS. In fact, details emerging indicate that this was planned for quite a few weeks, and this pressure cooker LED low intensity ID blast that he carried out, he in fact much before the blast he's taken a photo with this pressure cooker which had the low intensity ID inside this, and as you rightly mentioned, you can see that photo with the signature ISIS style that he's taken, and this is something that was used in Shimoga as well, that they had clicked a lot of photo for the ISIS propaganda. In this case as well, he's done something very similar. This is also a signature style of several of these ISIS operations that have happened earlier, where they have taken photos and released it post the explosion, and even in this case he's taken it. But one thing becomes very clear, that this wasn't a suicide bomber. He wanted to plant this at a particular location, and it went off much before that. It exploded accidentally on the way to that location. Where was he going is something that's being currently investigated. The other crucial aspect, remember, is that although Karnataka police now have established that he had managed to get one fake Aadhar card, now information coming in suggests that in fact he had two different fake Aadhar cards, one that he used in Mysore and the other that he used in Coimbatore, where he stayed for a brief while, and that Aadhar card too had a Karnataka location. So this was a very well planned attack, right from planning and making of this low intensity ID explosive to getting ID cards and finding locations and ensuring that there was no suspicion. He has managed to cover his trail everywhere, but that has been exposed now. Even in Mysuru, where he stayed for a good 45 days, we do understand that he used a fake Aadhar card, gave different set of information to the landlord over there, and ensured there was absolutely no suspicion that could arise there, despite the fact that since September the Karnataka police were trying to trace him after that Shimoga trial blast case, and he had managed to evade suspicion and the tracking of the Karnataka police.
Harish, two things here. The raids that are currently being conducted in Shivamoga, are they still on? What can be ascertained from that? And also, very, very crucial evidence that we have got for our viewers, where we're talking about these two wrong Aadhar cards, which the accused has also used during his Coimbatore stay. So that connection between Mangaluru blast and Coimbatore blast, can that be now established?
Well, whether there was any sort of a logistical support between these two modules that worked, that's something that will get probed. But one thing is very clear, that this man had gone to Coimbatore and he was staying there for a brief while. Who extended support to him there? Who was he in touch with in Coimbatore? Remember, apart from the blast in Coimbatore, there are several people in Coimbatore who are extremely radicalized according to the Tamil Nadu police, according to central agencies. Many of them have been under scanner for a very long time, including the man who carried out this Coimbatore blast. So he too was under the scanner. Was he in touch with the same lot, or were these different people? Remember, there was one person arrested from Tilak Nagar in Bengaluru, and his accomplice was once again picked up from Coimbatore a few days later. So that link has been there in multiple modules as well. Even in case of Shareeq, the initial suspicion or the information that came in when he was named as an accused in the Shimoga trial blast case was that he was in touch with Matreen. He's a wanted terrorist, in fact has a bounty on his head by the National Investigation Agency as well, and he was in touch with the Al Hind model of ISIS, module of ISIS here in South India. So who exactly were his handlers? We do understand there are 2 more people currently being questioned by the Karnataka police, including one person from T. Narsipura. So what was his role? Was this a very localized operation that he did, where he procured all this explosive and managed to learn making of bombs online and then carried out? Was there a larger module at play? All these are questions that perhaps the Karnataka police already might have answers for, because remember, when they busted his hideout in Mysuru, his room in Mysuru, they did find a lot of material to indicate that this man had prepared that ID in that particular house in Mysuru. They had found SIM cards, they had found wires that's used in the circuit, some circuit board material as well. Timer relay circuit board is what we are being told. He also had explosives that were procured. So there is enough evidence, and even if you look at his connections with the 2 people who've been arrested in the case of trial blast in Shimoga, there as well, it was the same modus operandi that they had used. In fact, had carried out the trial blast on the banks of river Tunga over there, and even there the police had said that in fact they had burnt Indian flag and videographed that whole sequence, and they were planning to use for propaganda purpose as well. In this case, this exclusive photo that CNN News 18 is getting for its viewers, once again showing that they were just not going to create terror. They also wanted to ensure that this message goes out, and every bit of perhaps visual that they could help their handlers with
Absolutely.
for
In fact,
the
there were more
propaganda
blast planned, which is also the big thing that we're breaking for our viewers, and very, very important update that my colleague Harish is also bringing for us. Let me take this across to my guest who's joining us on the broadcast.